I like to describe my practice, my teaching, as the practice of arriving, of going home. There is a beautiful poem that we use to practice arriving and going home. It is like this. I have arrived. I am home. In the here and the now, I feel solid. I feel free. In the ultimate, I dwell. And of course, we might practice mindful breathing with that poem. When you breathe in, you practice arriving. I have arrived. And when you breathe out, we practice. I am home. You might enjoy doing that several times, and then you switch into in the here and the now. It means I have arrived in the here. I am home in the now. I feel solid. That's when you breathe in. I feel free. That is why you breathe out. At first, you may feel that you are not so solid. But if you continue the practice, you get more solid. And you get freer. And then the last line is, in the ultimate, I dwell. It is very important to go home, to arrive, in order to make peace with ourselves, with our society, and with the people we love. Going home, we are afraid of touching our pain, touching the war within. Sometimes we find ourselves at war with another person, maybe with our family, with our society, with our tradition. But we may learn that when we are at war with someone else, there may be a war within us. And that is why we don't want to go home. Of course, there is war within and around us. But there is something else. There is also peace and joy. And we should learn to go home in order to touch the joy and the peace within us and around us. And this is very important because all of us need to be nourished, to be stable, in order to be able to go further, to do something for the people around us. We need a source of energy, a source of peace, of joy in order to counterbalance. Because we know that if we do not have some amount of peace, of joy, of happiness, we cannot do anything. We cannot continue. The practice of arriving helps us to touch the peace and the joy within in order to get nourished. And that practice will help us to generate the energy of mindfulness that will help us to touch the war within and around us. Because touching the war without strength, without the energy of mindfulness, may be dangerous. We'll be overwhelmed by it. We'll be shattered by it. And therefore, before we learn to touch the war within and around us, we should cultivate the energy of mindfulness. And that kind of cultivation could be realized when we learn to go home and touch the peace and the joy in us.